Hello. Cool. Just hi, in case you're watching this, in which case I don't know why you're doing it, but hi. I'm just testing because I'm curious how the streaming thing works because I would like to stream eventually. Yeah. Oh wow. I can now hear myself on the other screen, which is very irritating. But I know now what the delay is, so that is rather nice, and that the audio quality is varying. Hello. Hello. Okay, yeah, that's too loud. Sorry. um, I need to mute myself. Great. Now, that's probably not such a good thing either. I'm just thinking about, which is funny because I'm explaining this to an essentially empty nothingness, right? But I'm just thinking about where best to put this window because I'm streaming on my laptop because I don't have a webcam on my desktop. I have at my old desktop that is still at my parents' place, and so now I'm wondering what to share, and how the screen share thing works, and if you can still see the camera if you do. Oh, I got a notification that I'm doing a stream. Well, that's that's I didn't know. Thank you, YouTube, for informing me. And also, don't be surprised, which may actually be a little silly, because I can see that I have a laptop here, and my laptop is a small 13-inch framework laptop. And as nice as it is, doesn't really have a big screen. So I have a big screen, a normal one here, but it is irritating because I will be looking at this most of the time, which means that you will be seeing me from the side, and I don't think that this is my good side. I think that actually neither are particularly good sides, though, are they? All right. So how does this work? If I now do this one here, will something happen? Kicked allow. Nothing is happening. Oh, okay. So, and the camera is there. It's in the bottom right by default. Okay. All right. Can I move myself in the bottom right? I don't think I can. Oh. Okay. There was a little lag. That was interesting. Okay. Yeah. So I'll be testing a few things. I hope my internet connection is stable. It should be. I have rather nice internet. I'm quickly gonna use my phone to actually look at the live stream from another account. Oh no, I selected the wrong one. Yeah, either way, I should maybe close the window blinds. And I haven't figured out the lighting situation yet, obviously, as you can probably guess. Oh god, it's ghastly. And yeah, there does seem to be cutouts, which is annoying. So my connection isn't as stable as I would have hoped that it is, which is annoying. Okay, I can hear myself now on my phone. That is good, I think. Let's click on any random video. I think FDFE is currently having a debate. Just want to see whether you can hear that. Sorry? Just want to see whether you can hear that.
Could not have been. If they insist on it, they are actually causing themselves a great deal of problem.
Huh. Oh no, that's quite fine. It is a little bit more silent than I have anticipated, but it's nice enough, I suppose. All right, someone is watching me. Oh no, that was me. See the old Olaf. Okay, so my video is cutting out rather frequently, and I don't like that. That I mean, it could be the preview window that's at the bottom right of the screen share, or it could be my internet connection, but I don't think it is though. Let's just have a look. No, I have like 200 and something download. Oh, it may be the upload, of course. Let's just wait a little bit. I have 70 something uploads, so this shouldn't be it either. And my laptop definitely isn't that old, although it is getting pretty warm. Dear God, we are up in the 90 degrees now. That is quite warm. Oh, maybe doing this with my laptop wasn't such a bright idea after all. But then again, it's getting better though. That might have been just a start. It's being a little bit overwhelmed and it's just kicking up the cooler now. I hope you don't hear the cooling fan too loud, because sometimes it can get rather noisy. Yeah, I will have to look at the recording, because this is being recorded by YouTube, is it not? I think it is. I have no idea. Yeah, so this is sufficient, I think, for doing a live stream, at least a quick one, because I'm again, I would very much like to get into this a little bit. So yeah, what to talk about? I feel like the flat Earth videos that have been released lately are somewhat. I mean, first of all, they're very much focused on TFE, to no one's surprise, actually. But the overall, I don't know, the overall content now seems more to be related to people fighting amongst each other, which is unsurprising, because this has again to do with TFE. And the other part seems to be more less of a ooh, the globe is wrong, or this and that is wrong, but seems to be more going into specifics of their detailed model, of their way of interpreting things, and just keeping on with the interpretation, which I also understand. But it's not nice to make videos about. And as I'm sure you're aware, I have been making less less videos as of late. Yeah, I'm just also, which part of the screen can you see? Can see until here. Okay, my lunch is still partially there, so I will give it up a little so that you don't see that part. You could also see a very rare occurrence there, which is a can of energy. I don't drink energy drink. I only drink it when I have a headache, and then I think last week it's still standing there because I haven't removed it yet. So that was happening. Yeah, great, good talk. Yeah, the computer is still telling me that it's very warm, but I don't think it is. See, as much as I love Linux and the laptop, I think it's sometimes not telling me the truth when it's talking about its own temperature. But that's maybe neither here nor there. Yeah, either way. Oh, can I change the resolution of the? No, I can't. Oh well, that's a bummer. Can I? Oh God, it froze. Oh, it's back. Oh, that's good. That's good. I can't. Okay, I can't change anything here. Can I? Okay, I'm gonna stop the screen share really quickly to see how that influences things. Barely is the answer. Barely. Oh no. Oh, maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. Let's leave the temperature monitor up. Maybe for just for me. Just for me. Yeah. So again, I'm checking again on my phone how this all looks now. And I could honestly just look at. Ooh, I hurt myself. I could honestly just look at another another device, but I'm too. I don't want to say lazy, but it bothers me that I don't have a a webcam on any of my desktops, or a feasible webcam either way. And so I thought I'd do it on the laptop, which of course comes with its own downsides. My hair is doing whatever it wants today, which is very usual. Yeah, coolio. Sorry, I'm having a bit of a don't want to say toothache, but it's related, I suppose. Okay, I mean, I would technically send a test message, but I don't necessarily want everyone to know what my second account is, so I'd maybe rather not. Okay, let's share. Okay, and if I press edit, what happens? Nothing. Oh, okay now. Sorry, I'm just. This is the first time that I'm streaming on any platform to the general public, if you will. But it bothers me a bit that when I close windows, they take a lot of time to actually like close. Yeah, but my GPU is I mean, my CPU is mostly relaxed, and I have certainly enough memory RAM left that this none of that should be an issue. But yeah, and I see here on my phone that the number of likes does not correspond to the number of likes I see there, which I have 2 of, but it says 1 here. So thank you either way. Yeah, let me quickly. Yeah, that's good. I should maybe set this up here as a control monitor. Hang on a second. That's a bit janky, but that is somewhat my thing. So okay. So why do I have a? Oh, that's a Ubuntu thing for sure. Nothing happened. Okay, cool. Because you see, I'm not actually using Windows. I'm on Ubuntu 22, and this comes with its own challenges when you do most things. And I have until recently had the problem that when I was screen sharing something, I saw the screen share at a very reduced frame rate, like 2 frames a second or something. And this problem has gone away, but it just disappeared into thin air. Yeah, I just see that I have these weird light lines here. Oh God, they go here. No, they don't. This is a test of my skills. They go roughly here now. Yeah, maybe a bit like there. You see what I mean? These are probably because I have the light at a pretty weird angle relative to the webcam. Yeah, that didn't fix much. I touched something. Is that bad? Or is that better? Oh yeah, the good old bad old lamp is not responding. It really likes to mess with me. My desktop light. It is a very nice light, but it is not responding particularly well. Okay. Hello, Michael. Thank you for being my involuntary test message. I'm just testing things. I've never streamed to anyone before, so I'm just trying to get things figured out here. And I have like 3 screens now, all of which play my stream, and it's very irritating. But yeah, anyway, if you want, again, this is more of a technical test for me. If you want, you could technically ask questions. I don't know how if you're a regular around these parts, but feel free to write stuff, I guess. Yeah. I'm just looking how all of this works. So no one can see my screen. No one can see my screen. That's good. What does that mean? Oh God, what did I do? I pressed something and the I can see the stats now here. Okay, that's actually rather nice. I can send feedback while I'm doing that if I have no idea. But now the video lag seems to have gone away, which is very nice. It was there. That's good because I had you see the issue is I had a problem earlier when I was sharing the screen for test purposes, that the video feed cut out a little, and this is probably because I'm doing this on my laptop. It could also be because I don't have a wired internet connection at this very laptop, but it should still be fine. It was rather fast, probably. Yeah, okay, so this seems to work reasonably well. I can do the most basic stream activities. I'm actually going to share the screen again to see if this problem reoccurs, and it probably will. Since you are watching, you could answer a question. Do you hear the cooling fans of the laptop particularly loud? Because I think it may just be me, but they aren't exactly silent in the way that I've set it up. So I hope you don't have a permanent background humming, which would be rather painful to listen to, I imagine. Yeah. Yeah, the audio is compressed. That might be because of these. I'm not, because when I do my videos. Okay, so I live in a flat where I go to university, right? And I occasionally on the weekends I go back to my parents' house because I still volunteer very close to where my parents live, and of course I stay there. They have a cat, and I don't need to cook, but I'm living on my own with my flatmate, right? And so when I go home, I have a nice USB microphone there. I have a passable webcam. It is 12 years old or something at this point, but it's still it's not a laptop webcam. It's a proper, you put it on the screen and it does the thing that webcams do, and so this is everything there is nice. And here I don't have any of those niceties. I just have these. I mean, I have very nice Bluetooth headphones actually that I use. Oh no, they're not in my bag. That I use mostly, but for some reason they really don't want to connect to Linux, and it's very annoying. They also already didn't properly want to connect to my phone or to one of the computers at the place that I currently work. So this is annoying, but I will eventually. I've made thoughts already that I would really like to have at least a nice microphone here. Either way, there are 5 people watching, and I know of none. I only told my flatmate that I'm going to stream, so maybe she's here. In which case, hello. To everyone else, of course, also hello. You can interact with me in the chat. This is a technical test for me. Yeah, and maybe a way to talk to people, I guess. No, it's not. It's not my mom. It's not my mom. Not at all. It's my flatmate, actually. We're friends and we live together. To get rent down. And she actually also she does astronomy and physics as well. So she's very. It's not my mom. I'm not sure if she knows about what I'm doing on YouTube. Oh, hello! By the way, I recognize that name. You've been in before. We've talked in the comments, and you are from. Oh yeah, no. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Sorry, Michael. That's fine. You can and you absolutely should make fun of that. I always say when I write emails to people. Like I wrote an email once to, I think it was Craig from FTFE. I don't even remember what it was about. But I wrote him, "Hi, I'm Olaf, and I run the tiny YouTube channel that no one watches by the name of Olaf Does Astro," which is true. So yeah, so what I was about to say, the dus dünya bükücü. Even though I was in Turkey a couple of times, that was probably not how you pronounce the name. But hi to you as well. I recognize you. You've been around previously. I recognize that name. Uh, I used to know. I used to know what hello means in Turkish, but I don't know anymore. I just know that thank you, I believe, means teşekkür ederim, right? Does it? Was that correct? And I know that please means lütfen. I remember that. Merhaba. Okay. I should have known that. I should have known. Yeah. So I know like 4 words in Turkish. When I was a child, I used to brag that I can count to 10 in Turkish, but that was at the general scale of 20 years ago. So probably much of that is gone. I think 1 means beer, right? Or something like that. Yeah. Let's not make this about Turkey or Turkish, the Turkish language, even though it is rather nice, I think. Yeah, regardless, I wanted to share my screen again to see if the video does indeed cut out. It did that before, I think. I'd like to see if it does that again. Let's test. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it did that. So maybe if my video cuts out now, or if the stream stops completely, it would be nice of you to tell me. Oh. Yes, it did. It did. It did cut out just then. And it's doing so again. I can see it on the other screen. Oh, that's not good. It cuts out a lot. Oh God. Oh, okay, really? Because on my from my side, it seems like the stream has stopped for several seconds there. Okay, well that's annoying. I probably shouldn't be doing this on my laptop. Yeah, it's clearly. No, I'm not using OBS. I have it on my laptop around somewhere, but I used to use it to screen record, but I've not opened it since. Maybe I should do that. I'm not sure if it's better because there was very little preparation. I just thought to myself today, I kind of want to stream sometimes, maybe, and so maybe I should try because I have the time today. But yeah, I'll let you know. Yeah, all right. So I'm a little. I didn't expect anyone to join the stream. To be completely honest with you. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, absolutely. GPU acceleration would be nice. That is completely true. My laptop doesn't have a GPU though. It has a very nice iGPU. If that is also how that works, I have no idea. But yeah. The thing is, Dus, as you said, I have 121 subs. That is correct. With 108 videos, but I must admit, in all sincerity, that most of my videos are a little bit crap. Right? They're not exactly particularly amazing, especially the early ones or the meat. Man, the audio quality was poor because I didn't or still fully don't understand how this audio thing works the way that I record my videos, and I've changed recording software I think 3 times already because I've had problems with each and every one so far. So yeah. But thank you for thinking I deserve more. Sometimes when I do things that are more elaborate, I agree. At other times, some of my videos really aren't that amazing. I must admit, I'm not a good video maker at all. I think that's fair to say. I'm not a good video maker. I'm not trying hard to be honest. All right. So what should I do now? And the stream has frozen again on my end here on the other screen on my phone. It's not going well. Maybe I exit here with the phone. I'll keep it here. Okay. But yeah, I didn't really prepare anything. Maybe I should have. Maybe I should have. That's weird that it keeps freezing on my end. That is very bizarre. I mean, it's good if yours is still working, right? I'm not complaining, but it does seem to stress my laptop out quite a bit. And I wondered if I can change the resolution at which it streams, but I don't think I can do that. Happens. Yeah, that's of course true. I am on Wi-Fi, unfortunately, but I don't. I mean, I have a where is it? I have an like a USB dongle, but I think it doesn't come with Ethernet. If I can find it at all. No Ethernet on here. Oh, that's annoying. So my laptop doesn't actually come with an Ethernet port, which is fine. It's yeah, that's okay. I don't need to pick that up later, which is fine. It's rather compact, but yeah, they will certainly compete with each other, much like much like flat earthers and blind chickens would compete with each other. Let's not. Yeah. The thing about flat earthers recently is I made a video about this, and it got me something. It struck me when I finally understood what they mean when they say model. Right, I've never realized that before. That when they say model, they actually want it physically existing. That was a realization that struck me greatly. They awake souls are the ones that makes me understand. That made me understand that. Oh, you're a network expert for AV Streaming Hub. Well, you are the precise person that should not watch my first stream then in that case, because you will only see mistakes. but that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. So apologies for that. I'm sorry for how much pain you must feel. I'm sorry for that. So what got me is that I made a video about that. And I'm not sure if they talk about it here actually. Oh no, they don't. They don't. Ah, crap! Wrong video. Yeah, the I think it was a live stream. Yes, this is the one. It struck me. And now every time I listen to flat earthers talk about model or models, it suddenly starts to make sense. I think it was Flat Earth Dave who said it. He said that we don't have a model because we haven't produced a ball yet that has water like on top of it and gas sticks to it when it spins. And I'm like, I always thought that it was clear that we don't need a model in the physical sense, but that we need a model in the conceptual sense, right? And so I finally understood that. I disagree. I don't think they do that to dismiss gravity, although that is a result of that. I genuinely think that they have a very literal understanding of the word model, and that they think, no, it has to be a model. I'm not into model buildings. Oh, I have one. I have one here actually. Wait, hang on. So I have here some Lego ripoff a friend of mine got me in the United States. It's a Saturn V. It's a miniature Saturn V with a very, very poorly assembled launch tower. This tower is so unstable. It's not Lego actually. It's some tiny ripoff. If you look at the if you look at the stud size here, you will realize it's tiny. I have Lego here in comparison. Right? I have those are the only two things made out of something similar than Lego that I have in this room. So this is good coincidence that they are on top of my computer, and they're both astronomy related. And so when you compare these two, you can see that the stud sizes vary quite alarmingly. Oh, you're Danish. Well, in that case, Krudendag. I have two friends acquaintances from Denmark, actually. Well, that's very nice. Although this one is Lego, in case this gets your pride back going. This one is Lego. Funny story about that. This is a Lego, more or less, replica of the telescope that I analyzed the data for my master's thesis for. And so I came to this master thesis because I helped a professor with building a outreach thing out of Lego, and me and the very close colleague of mine, we did the electronics behind the thing in like 6 weeks, and it was a mess, but it worked at the end. And so he said that everyone that what's the word? Contributed gets to keep one of the Lego parts, right? And so this we obviously all chose one of the cool satellite dishes, right? Because I did my master's thesis. Hang on a second. Hang on. I will quickly. No, not that. My God, it's horrible that the search results you get are ghastly, truly. So does it work? Yes, I did my master's thesis with data coming from this absolute beast right here. And you can, it's a little bit of a stretch, right? But if you look at this image here, for example, if it would actually, can I have a big, thank you very much. So, and you can see that this telescope is supposed to compete with that in a sense. It's astronomers making Lego models. Just cut us some slack. That's. But yeah, that must have been an amazing experience, says Michael. It was. I'm not sure what you're talking about, the Lego or the master's thesis, but it's true for either. So it's completely fine. I could show you pictures of that, but I don't want to dox myself this much because it has my clear name. A lot of people may not know this. Olaf isn't my actual name, but I've been called that for more than what year is it? 2025. I've been called that for somewhere in the general vicinity of like 16 years now, 15. No, 16 years. So it's been my nickname for my ever since I came to middle school. So and a little bit even before that. So and I don't want to dox myself this completely by showing these pictures. Maybe I just have the pictures without the. Hang on a second. That is possible, maybe. Hang on, I'm just opening this at another website. So the building process was very painful, as you may imagine. That's it. That's one of the better pictures here. You will, if you're doing anything with electronics, this would be a good time to leave the stream because this is painful. So this is this is what the cabling looked like. Now I'm fully aware that I could be brought to The Hague for my crimes against basic human decency with this kind of wiring. But the cool thing about that was that we had 6 weeks of time, and originally we were supposed to get all of the electronics pre-assembled from the guys who first did something like that. It does absolutely look like that. It 100% looks like that. As someone who grew up with cats, that is, I can confirm 100% what that looks like. So either way, the issue here was that we only had like 6 weeks of time, and we were supposed to get all of the electronics pre-assembled, more or less pre-assembled, from another university who built it first. Now, they said themselves that they built it a little bit clumsily and that they would like to improve on it, but as it is, you typically don't have that much time for outreach projects. But and our professor thought, well, we can build such a thing, right? If you send us the parts we need, you can build it. And so they sent us the parts, and they sent us a circuit diagram. Sorry. and what came with the circuit diagram, okay, and the circuit diagram was questionable. I don't remember it by heart now. This is like 3 years ago or something. But if I recall correctly, the wiring was wrong in the circuit diagram, and so we had to figure it out for ourselves. And so, coincidentally, at the same time, the technical person that our university had employed, that the observatory had employed, that would usually do all of the electronics, all of the handiwork stuff that you need doing. He would repair some of the observatory, particularly all of the wood stuff in the cupola is the word, I think. And the cupola itself, where the telescopes are, he would repair all of these. He was retired, unfortunately. And so all of the workshop that we have at our institute, and it is a big workshop. We have a big lathe there. We have a CNC router. We have a whole woodworking shop that is intended for like 2 people, because our observatory was built in 1840 something, and of course at the time they still built all of the devices themselves. And so we have this huge workshop in the basement that was completely empty, and our professor just got the key from the administration, and he was like, yeah, go down and look for the parts that you think you need to build this thing, right? And so we just did that. And this is why it looks that way. I even had to bring my soldering stuff from home, even though I'm not someone who solders a lot. I soldered a little in school, and after that, for small things, when I repaired stuff that was really easy to repair, and all of that soldering knowledge I had to use to build this thing, and we made it better than the original, actually, because the original was non-detachable. Do you see these black whatever connectors, these black bars here? Those are actually connectors such that you can move the plate independently of all of the tech stuff, because in the original that wasn't possible. So in that sense, we made it a lot better, and it was rather funny building that thing. It was very painful, but at the end it worked. I would love to show you other pictures, but as I said, I'm not yet fully at the point where I would like to dox myself. Yeah, but it was quite a process, and that's oh dear. Okay, that's cool. So it was quite a process, but it did work mostly in the end. What does it actually do? That is a good question. I should probably have started with that. So the idea was to explain a rather complicated concept of astronomy, that is interferometry, right? So if you, okay, at a certain, this live stream is turning into more of an explaining video than I intended, but it is fun, so I'm going to keep doing it. I just need to watch the time because I've something to do. So when you have a telescope, in general, a telescope, sorry, in optical, I will guess it looks similar to what they use for galactic spectra. I'm not sure. I mean, you can do spectral analysis with it, but I think this is something different, what you're thinking of now. So in general, the 2 things that are important about the telescope are its ability to collect light, so its diameter, and on the other hand, the focus. Now, the focus for a radio telescope is way less interesting than the actual diameter, because with radio waves, like you need these antenna for, you can kind of pick the focus by changing stuff around. I'm not an expert on radio telescopes, despite doing my master's thesis with them, but I just got the data, so I haven't used. I mean, I have used one, but I've not used one extensively, so I don't know too much about this question, unfortunately. It has more to do with the building of the radio antenna itself than with the actual operation. I'm sorry. So, long story short, when you have a telescope, at some point you build ever and ever bigger radio telescopes, right? You might know the Arecibo telescope that was on Costa Rica, I believe, which collapsed not too long ago, quite famously. This big chonka here, I mean, look at that. It was built into a valley between two mountains so that it can have a really big dish, right? And so so I'm sorry, I'm just recovering a little. I have what I call one of my famous permanent colds. Long story. Either way, so the Arecibo collapsed, right? And this is one of the big problems with radio astronomy. You can only build them this big. Of course, you can find another valley. I think they're thinking about building one like the Arecibo currently in China. Regardless, you can only build them this big up to a certain point. You have diminishing returns. You need to build such a huge structure, and you can't really move it around anymore. And if it breaks, it breaks, and it's probably broken for a very long time or permanently in case of the Arecibo, right? I had a professor, I think it was, who was visiting at the Arecibo briefly, and he told me that the energy beam that came down from the receiver. So you have here. Wait, hang on. Oh, that didn't work, did it? You have here. This is the dish, of course, and it collects the signal and it beams it up, if you will, to the receiver here. And you could actually move this receiver around so that you could change the focus or the orientation a little bit, but it's still nowhere close to something that you could actually move in this direction, right? And in this direction, of course, is clearly superior. And so the allegedly, I don't know if that's true. When they were repairing that thing, they focused the incoming beam at one specific point so they could test something with it. And he told me that the energy the beam has was so big it would vaporize insects that were flying through it. And I'm still not sure if I can believe that. But if it's true, it would certainly be like I understand why astronomers are usually or sometimes depicted as weird evil people, like comically evil. We have this death ray essentially, right? Okay, so the Arecibo clearly has a problem, and that is that it is so big. It was too big. So you could either build an even bigger telescope if you want to collect more data, or you're going about it very cleverly or very with a lot of mathematics, right? And this is essentially what everyone wanted to do. And so some extremely clever guys, I honestly don't know who, figured out that you can trick optical, or that you can be a little tricky here, and you could build two telescopes. Unfortunately, I only have one, so I'm going to use my coffee cup as the second one. It looks, out of the things I have on my desk, most similar. So you would have two telescopes, and now what we call virtual diameter of the telescope is now the distance in between them. And that's really clever. Of course, you only collect twice the light, or in this case, the radio waves of a single one, but the distance in between allows you, because we're working with radio waves, to still get some information out of them. And that is the nice thing, because if you don't do this with just 2 telescopes, I mean, 2 are very helpful already. If you do this with multiple, and that's the big brain moment here. If you do this with multiple, I'm just looking for some nice way to see this actually, because this. Can I open this in another tab? Oh no, not the whole. I'm talking about just this image. Yes, that is precisely what I was looking for. So, if you, yes, that is precisely what I was looking for. So, if you do that, right? You have they use 4 here. If you have 4 telescopes here, somewhere on the Earth, due to the Earth's rotation, it actually covers more of the sky as you go, and you add all of these images together. So that's the first very, very smart thing, where you can actually observe something as if you had a much bigger surface area over which to collect light, if you make the assumption that the sources stay reasonably constant within a short amount of time, which is, oh, is it back? When it cut out, is it back, or is it still not sharing? 6 people are watching the stream. Dear God, I never thought that 6 people would watch me doing a technical test, but it has turned into me explaining stuff, so this is fine. But your face is... Oh, my face is full screen. Not on my overview. Well, that's annoying. Hang on a second. I can maybe fix that. It was not on my overview. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. It is rather slow. I must admit. It is. You said, Michael. I could technically. Can you see it now? Can you see my screen now? Because it gave me a weird notification. I'm unsure what to do with it. Yes, very good. I'm horribly sorry. So the gag here is that you have multiple telescopes. So okay, I'm usually, that's good. I'm usually, when I explain stuff, I do my brain scatters a little. It wants to explain 8 things at the same time. So I need to make clear I want to explain 2 things here. The first is a cool advantage that you can take advantage of, and that is if you put 4 of your telescopes in such a way that by the pure rotation of the Earth, they create these tracks kind of in the sky, if you think about it. If we're watching some imaginary point here on my wall, and as the Earth rotates, we keep aiming at this point. We get the images from all of this area here, all of this trajectory, if you want. If we assume that the sources are reasonably constant within the observation time, which is one of the standard assumptions in radio astronomy. So in the objects that you observe, you know, of course, that there are sources that don't do that, but then you can't do this trick. So so that's a big advantage. So you get a lot more area just with time, just by letting time pass. That's the first advantage. And the second advantage is that you can that you can pick the distances in between individual telescopes. Turns out, if you have 2 telescopes that are very, very far away from each other, you lose a lot of the details, but you get a really nice what we call signal to noise ratio, right? So you get kind of you get a better picture, is what I'm trying to say. You lose some of the details because you only see kind of the big distances. You only sample the big distances. And then if you have a third telescope that's very close by, you can use this distance to get all of the details, and you can use this distance to get the big structure. And that's something really smart, but it's really complicated. It's so complicated to do maths-wise. We spent a good part of astronomical instrumentation that was a master's lecture just doing the math for that, and I'm telling you, it's not fun. It's a bad day. You do a lot with Fourier transformations, and you need to solve for a point spread function that looks like this. Horrible. let's not do that. Okay. So you ask, but as Earth rotates, your signal is not in phase. Isn't that a problem? Technically, it is, and there is a really clever way that they use to deal with that. I've forgotten it, I must admit, but I wrote about that briefly in my master's thesis. So essentially, it's something like that. You meet in the middle. I hope you can see this. This picture is a little bit pixelated. So you have an optical path length compensation. Now this is optical. This is an optical example. Of course, with radio waves, you have an easier time doing that. Because the tolerances you have are usually at the order of a wavelength. And so for optical light, you need to have nanometer precision. In the case of my data, I need to have millimeter precision, which is a lot easier, of course. And so you have the computer kind of in between that, so that you can compensate for that. The idea is that the lines in between, this is then what's called a correlator, are of equal length within a little smudge of your wavelength. And so this is how you can put all of this data together and get really, really nice pictures. You've probably seen some of the pictures. You've probably seen the Event Horizon telescope, right? You've likely seen the pictures of the black hole, and there is a really nice depiction of that. Hang on just a second. There is one where they say which telescopes or how the thing would look like depending on which telescopes you use to observe it. And it really shows the importance of using as many telescopes as you can with varying amounts of baselines. So you can, oh no, that's not the one. Of course, now I don't find it because I'm not prepared for this stream. Exactly, they did M87 and Sagittarius A star. That is correct. And so coming back to in between while I'm looking for that, coming back to the Lego thing, the idea was that we explained that using, yeah, you're still seeing the correct screen. That we would be doing that interactively with Legos. How cool is that? So that you can put one of the Lego pieces, you pick it up and you put it on one of the basis plates here. You put it on there, the computer recognizes that and changes the picture on a screen in accordance with the now new orientation of the antenna array. And this was the idea. And we did that by smuggling small magnets into the base plates here and taking some, is it called a Hall switch? I think it's not called a Hall switch. I think I'm mixing up a magnetic switch in the base plate here. And if you put it on here, suddenly you have a closed circuit and the computer will simulate which things. It is a brilliant idea. Unfortunately, it wasn't ours. This was an idea by the Argelander Institute in Bonn, which are essentially the astronomy guys at the University of Bonn, who came up with this. But I completely agree. This is an amazing depiction. It's such a great idea, and it worked reasonably well. There were some of the basis plates, when you put the thing on it, the program crashed. We still haven't figured out quite why, but it was only supposed to work for an evening, and it worked for like 2 weeks, and then it's fine. we did reasonably well. I wanted to look for the Event Horizon picture here. Yeah, so that was really nice. I like explaining astronomy stuff. This is probably why I'm doing the channel, but sometimes I think I'm focusing a little too much on the flat earthers, which frankly I am, honestly, but I just wouldn't know where to start if I explain anything else. I'm kind of using this as a practical way of looking at what I should explain. as it comes up through the gaze of flat earthers being or not fully understanding things. But that's neither here nor there. This is not what this stream should be about. My computer's still fine. Yeah, it's not dying yet. Of course, I can't find the damn picture now, and I can't spell for some reason. Either way, there is some picture which shows how the event horizon image would look like if it was recorded with only parts of the telescopes that were used and not all of them. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Michael, you're carrying me through this live stream here. I thank you. I highly appreciate it. There are many great stories in astronomy, and all of them are interesting, if you ask me. And I've made kind of the resolution, if you will, that I really try to integrate more of the actual, how should I say it, of the astronomy into into my videos. But I find, of course, it takes a lot more time, and sometimes when I'm pressed for time, I might not do it then in the end, because I think, well, I need to upload something because it's been like 2 weeks or similar, and I'm just looking through my university stuff to see if I have this picture here somewhere. But sometimes they delete courses after the fact, so oh, that's not it. There it is. I found it. I made it in 2022, so quite some time ago. And I'm looking right now if I can find that at Radio Astronomy. Just bear with me, please. Radio interferometry. This is the page to go. Just let me have a look. Of course, I'm not allowed to share university slides, I think. Yeah, no, there is always the disclaimer of not to be shared outside of the confines of university or for educational purposes. But essentially, yeah, this I will share. Or at least I will look at to find this specific image here. And of course, it's not to be found. Well, that is exceedingly annoying. To the other people watching, by the way, please feel free to talk to me in the chat. I will be happy to have a brief talk with you. Technically, this should only be a brief stream for me to try out the technical stuff, but it has evolved into me explaining astronomy or some of the technical aspects behind it. Oh God, Michael, that's quite an ambitious thing, but it would certainly be highly educational for sure. Okay. Oh, I clicked something. Oh, okay. I clicked something and everything froze briefly. So very good. But yeah, I know that you have, Michael, that you have like a few videos on your channel, and one of them was the flat Earth sun direction thing, which is a very nice educational video, by the way. Why is there not any image yet? We should have one by now. It's not difficult, I think. Oh, come on. That's annoying. It's annoying that this won't load, because this is the only picture that explains this in the way that I find most intuitively understandable. But it is from the NRAO, and their website is a bit crap. Is a bit crap. Thank you. That's great. I don't think I changed much, but yeah. Yeah, of course the image isn't loading. So I will make something else. No, I also can't do that. Well, that's extremely annoying. Yeah, I would love to have shown you that, but the NRAO is once again having me in a chokehold, as it has done so many times before. They have great resources there once they're loaded. That's the big caveat. Once they're loaded is the problem. Oh, it has loaded on my other screen. Well, loaded is a big word. It is in the process of loading, because you see it has more than 12 by 12 pixels. So it's how should I put it? Very exhaustive for radio astronomy. So this is not something we usually do. Says I, who literally dealt with multiple hundreds, if not close to 1,000 images that were of resolution 500 by 500. that was a pain. Okay, so the images has part way loaded. No, I want you to be in that browser. Thank you very much. So it is pixelated because it's still in the process of loading. but no less, we are getting there. So this is the idea that you have here. If you only take a single dish, which is that thing here, if you only take a single dish, the image would be looking like that. So you would only see the whole thing, right? Your resolution would be okay, but the scale at which you're moving would be not so great. If you put multiple interferometers together, you can zoom in, right? This is the point of interferometers. You have a lot longer baseline, and with this baseline, you can resolve much more detail. But I broke the ALMA antenna. but with the improving baseline, you have to zoom in farther, right? And now if you use the Event Horizon telescope, which is a conglomeration of, I've forgotten how many radio telescopes, you get this image. And if you include ALMA, which is the big, this big evil monster here in the Atacama Desert, you have this one. Nice. Michael says, right, your SPF is a lot smaller with a longer baseline. I'm not sure what SPF here means in this context, but the PSF. My point spread function is, no, I think it should be bigger, but it's 2 points that are that far apart now. I think I'm not. I always need to think in like opposites in terms of point spread function. So I'm getting confused sometimes myself. But I think the point spread function is essentially how you see the object from what you're observing. This is how I always imagine it. It might be wrong. It's a good thing I don't have a master's degree in astronomy or anything. So yeah, so this is the nice thing about interferometry, is that you can essentially, you can almost do magic, because you now can have a telescope, a radio telescope, that has the effective diameter of Earth, or even more if you use things like the VLBI, for example. The VLBI is a stands for very long baseline interferometry, because astronomers are very poor at giving names to things. We are the masters of the backronym. So let's have a look here. Exactly, and you can see it here. Well, in the background, nicely enough, you can see it here in the background, where there has been a time where we thought we should send a huge satellite, a huge observatory that's essentially a big radio telescope into space, to have a baseline that is absolutely huge. and so well, I mean, they just did that. Japan's Haruka satellite is the one that is depicted here. I believe the Soviets also had one of these things, or was it already the Russians? I'm not sure. Let me quickly look that up. I'm not sure. I believe there was a Soviet precursor to that thing that you can see in the background. I'm not 100% sure. Oh yeah, the far side of the moon would be nice, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the far side. It could be anywhere on the moon, but that would be very, very nice. Although I imagine there would be severe challenges with the correlator, the ground-based correlator. There will have to be. I mean, they did it for a space observatory, so clearly they can figure it out. But just thinking about it, that could maybe be a bit of a challenge. Tell you what, I'll be back in a second. I need to quickly blow my nose. Bye bye. Oh god, I'm glad this is the first time I'm streaming. Okay, thank you so much. I was just explaining how the thing I do in research currently is I mean, first of all, I'm doing my second master's degree, which takes up most of my time. In the little time that is not taken up by this, I'm doing research into how reasonable is the assumption that radio sources actually are constant over a short amount of time. And I'm doing some research with that. I say this I've said this in videos for a couple of months now, that we are in the process of finishing a paper, but things keep happening with the data because I'm writing this with two of my university professors, or one of my university professors and someone very close to in the field of research there, and they come up with honestly really good ideas, but those really good ideas take a lot of time to look into, and I'm always the one who does the looking into. So this is somewhat annoying, honestly. I mean, not annoying because, but I would just like to have the that thing out, and so they are also doing research with this VLBI that I had on screen that uses the space telescope to get its data. So it's an ultra, a very long baseline interferometry, and he works with that. And I remember one of his PhD students actually showing me some of the data, and they found out that the sources actually aren't that constant. And long story. That's what we're currently doing in terms of research, and I have said that for a couple of times now, but I think this time we are actually getting close to finishing in terms of data. Maybe, you know, um, but eventually we'll have finished, and I will have a paper out, and I'm very glad about that, as you can probably imagine. And if or when, maybe if the paper comes out this century, I will certainly make at least one, if not more, videos explaining what it is that I'm doing, and yeah, and why, and all of this kind of stuff. Yeah, just so there is a really nice presentation that is publicly available. So I think I can show it. I mean, I can just find it in Google. So this probably means that I can show it, I think. I'm just gonna, and I'm hoping that no one will will ever see it, right? So this is one of the people that I'm writing the paper with, by the way. And so the you can go through there, and I mean, honestly, if you have no idea about astronomy, or if you're new to astronomy, this won't make much sense. But the core message is this one right here. So you, oh, sorry, yeah, my preview window froze again. And this is a nice paper, by the way, for the things that I'm doing. So essentially, what you can see here is that in the centimeter, which is radio, it's longer radio than the things I'm looking at. You can see that this is the usual level of how much, maybe not exactly light. We call it flux. It's a bit not such an easy conversion, but you can think of it as how bright the thing looks to this specific telescope. And you can see here that normally it's at this level with the red dots, and suddenly when you look at it, it's very, very bright. And this appears to be as you can see here, this appears to be a thing that happens more often than we used to think, and now stuff happens. that's essentially the takeaway message from this here. But yeah, yeah. So this is what I'm doing right now. Well, not right now. What we did and what we are kind of in the process of cleaning up. All right, it's 11:30 almost now. This was about an hour longer than I was aiming to stream for, but I had fun. But I think I will be closing it down now. I thank all of you who somehow watched me do a tech test, but I guess it was a long tech test. Thank you very much for watching. I will do streams occasionally now, maybe sometimes a little more often. Maybe this will possibly be the only stream for a while. I really don't know. We'll see. If anyone has a pressing question, now would be a good time to ask. If not, I will just stick around for a few more minutes, and then I will. I had this video open now, and I didn't talk about it. We'll talk about it the next time. It's not important. talked about it in a video either way. It's fine. Yeah, Michael. Yeah, thank you. You don't need to put Olaf in quotation marks. Even some of my teachers in school called me Olaf because I told them that I prefer it. A lot of my colleagues at university call me Olaf. Even like the vast majority call me Olaf. My parents even called me Olaf, and the significant others that I've had ever since that name kept that started to be my nickname called me Olaf. So Olaf is my honestly at this point my proper name. I have absolutely no issues with my real name. It's fine, but Olaf is like the that's it. That's the one. Exactly. Yeah. So there don't seem to be any pressing questions. I'm screen share, just for my laptop to relax it. It's been on the edge. It's been on the edge ever since it's the screen sharing that gets it, and I don't know why. It's very weird. Maybe because I've fractional scaling on, and Linux really doesn't like fractional scaling to exist. Yeah, neither here nor there. So I thank you for watching, and I will maybe do this again sometime in the future. Probably not maybe next week in the weekend. We'll see. Either way. Have a nice one, and I will maybe see you in the next one if there is a next one. Michael, particular thanks to you for being such a good and involuntary test for the chat. Yeah, great. Thanks. So yeah, see you next time. Bye.